I like that we're both festive today.
Are you just saying that because we're wearing red?
Why else would I be saying that? Because you nor I are particularly festive people to begin with.
That is totally true. Yeah.
Because neither of us have joy. We're always in our dark pit of
That's not
despair.
true. I've got a little bit of joy.
And misery.
I've got some
and
joy.
Malaise. You've got so much malaise.
Check out this joy that I have.
That's not joyous to me.
It's so funny to me.
It's not. Audio listeners, Henry has an Among Us plush. How much was that?
I think $5.
I just want to put that on the record. That you have spent that money in that way.
I've definitely spent way more money in way worse ways. So
I mean, if
I'm gonna get flack for it, I want flack for something else.
What would you prefer people give you flack for?
Like buying Pokemon cards or something.
Do you own Pokemon cards?
I don't. Do I own Pokemon cards? Oh, Jackson.
I don't know.
Yes, the answer is yes. I own a lot of Pokemon cards.
Really?
Like a lot. Yes.
That's crap. I did not know that.
Jackson, you're Jackson. Zach is gonna be watching this episode, and he's gonna spit out whatever beverage he's drinking when he hears that. He's gonna be like, "What the fuck?" Because I dog on him all the time because he owns like 60 bajillion Funko Pops.
Yeah, but those
but
accrue
I don't actually...
value.
Yeah, that's so true. These accrue value.
They accrue value. They're kind of
not
like
accrue value.
They're fungible tokens if you think about them.
Yeah, they're so fungible
in a certain way.
Everyone's out here with their non-fungible shit. Not me.
No,
I love
not
when
us.
my shit's fungible. I don't even. Where is my stack of? It might be on my piano right now. So we'll go over them later.
Yeah,
at a later date. But yeah, needless to say, I have a lot of Pokemon cards. I have a Pokemon card that's worth like $200 fucking. Can you believe that?
Do you really?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
I have a Rainbow Holofoil Gigantamax Pikachu. Yeah.
And we have together a podcast. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. It's episode 36.
I think we should talk about our podcast in the way that we have that podcast. I think we should talk about it in the way that like if we were to adopt a child, we'd be like, yeah, that's our kid. You know, like the podcast is kind of like our kid, and we need to raise.
We need to raise it, and we need to make it drink milk at dinner.
You need to make it drink milk and eat vegetables and sit in the dirt and absorb sunlight for 8 hours a day. And then it'll grow.
And then we're gonna teach it to ride a bike.
Do you have anyone that you knew that didn't know how to ride a bike until they were like an adult?
I don't. This hasn't come up.
Oh, okay.
I think like the only way I would know if someone didn't know how to ride a bike is if like someone I knew regularly rode a bike and then brought it up in conversation. But no one I know rides bikes.
That's fair. I bike to class like every day. But
Yeah.
I know this kid that I went to high school with that didn't learn how to ride a bike until he was like 17.
Yeah.
And
I
was like,
have a friend who doesn't know how to swim,
good luck.
which
The
is
great flood's coming.
interesting. You can't ever go on a cruise.
Nah, you could.
Like you could, but not like if,
Have they said like in a pool too?
yeah, no, they cannot swim at all.
Wow.
Period.
I feel like it's kind of like a fight or flight thing. Like, I feel like you'd figure it out if you really needed to.
I mean, the cool thing about swimming is that if you do just go, if you have a seizure but in the water, then you float, kind of.
You'll float, yeah.
Or
and if you do it like really fast,
if you
might
do
even,
the
like,
opposite,
launch.
like if you're one of those people who like freezes up when they're in a situation, then you also float if you do nothing.
That is true. It's kind of just if you do a mix. Like if you're not doing enough,
it's
but
kind
you're
of an
doing
issue.
something, you're going down for sure.
Yeah.
And that's tough.
I remember like because I would go to my grandmother's house over the summer because my mom didn't want to get a babysitter, and my grandma
Respect.
she lived in like a condominium kind of situation where there was like a community pool or whatever that you just walked a few streets down to go to. And to go in the deep end of the community pool, you had to take like a swim test.
This is bringing back so many memories.
And I never took the swim test, so I was never allowed to go in. But the swim test, it was like hard. Like they were like you had to do so many laps, and then you had to like be able to tread water for like a certain amount of time. It was like a series of things that would take like an hour.
Yeah.
Like that's
I
crazy.
totally forgot about that until right now. My dad used to live in a community that had like a lake, and the test to be able to like swim out, because there was like a smaller, like shallower portion where like all the kids played and like all the adults were, and they watched them on the beach and whatever. And then there was like a tiny island, and then beyond that there was like a dock, and all of the cool kids hung out on the dock in the middle of the lake, because that's how it is. And you play like King of the Hill and shit, and you push each other off, and you get like a bunch of splinters in your feet. It's the best. But so the swim test, you had to tread water for like 4 minutes, and you had to swim like 3 laps.
Yeah.
Which is not like a crazy amount, I guess, but I feel like for the average person, that's like a lot.
Yeah, it's a significant amount of effort put in for what you get at the end of it.
Like, I'm not sure if I could do that now.
Yeah, that's tough. Like, that's what I'm saying. Also, it's kind of like, I think I probably could have just gone in the deep end. You know, right? Like, they wouldn't know. It's not like you carry
and if I drown,
a card
like
around.
It's on me, you know?
Do you have your swim ID?
Yeah, you have your swimmer's license on you?
Your swimmer's license?
You'd be like, yeah, I have my fake swimmer's license.
Yeah, I got a
right
license
here.
to swim. I don't know if I got a swimmer's license, though.
Here's my swimmer's license. It's from Pennsylvania.
My swimmers are
It's
good.
real. It's real, though. Yeah.
It's from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, you know.
They're like,
what's my address?
What's your ID number? We have to put it into the national database.
Imagine going to a bar and getting asked what your ID number is.
Yeah.
I think if you knew it, that'd be more suspicious than not knowing it.
I don't know. I don't go to bars. I don't know.
Hey, man, I don't either anymore.
I think it is funny that they'll ask like what your birthday is. Because it's like you wouldn't have that shit memorized even if it was fake.
I mean, I would hope that you would. I feel like address like makes sense. Like, yeah, where do you live?
Yeah.
Does it matter?
I'm just saying the question is dumb because you would just memorize it, I think.
Yeah.
But then there's information that's like, obviously I don't know that. No one's going to know that.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is being a bouncer is easy, I think.
Yeah, being a bouncer is like the easiest job ever.
Yeah.
You just need to know how to like stay warm. You just need to know how to like wear a jacket.
Turtleneck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like a hat, maybe for the ears.
Maybe sometimes you need a hat. I'm not a hat guy.
I'm not a hat guy either. It ruins my hair, but it sucks because then I'm a cold ear guy. And
dude, I love like being a cold ear guy because I get to complain about it.
I hate complaining.
I like it so much.
I don't want to have something to complain about.
But you always will.
Right.
And isn't pain the thing that connects us all?
No. It's like the...
It's like the third thing.
Yeah, it's like the third thing.
It's the great unifier, in a sense. So it's like, I bond with people by complaining about stuff, you know? It's like that dating app where you connect on things you hate.
Oh, that's actually so real. That's such a good idea. That's like when I go out with like people.
Someone else thought so as well.
Yeah, what a person. That's like when I go out with my classmates and like all we do is fucking shit on our professors in our classes because we have nothing better to talk about.
Yeah.
Speaking of classmates, sorry for the absence last week. The day before we recorded the podcast last week was the day of my final presentation. And that night, I got 40 minutes of sleep.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to touch on that. Don't do that. It's really bad for you. You'll start seeing things and hearing things.
Yeah.
Another thing, that same week, or was that? Maybe it was it was actually the week prior. We had a party, and Zach had a bunch of people over from like the gaming arena and like his esports coworkers and whatever, and a bunch of like our teams like came over to our house as well. So that was cool. I got to meet some cool people. And then someone punched a hole in our wall, so that also happened.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was pretty cool. So now I know about drywall and how to
is it
replace
repaired now?
Sort of. We haven't painted it yet, so there's just kind of like a big gray
Yeah, right.
on the wall.
There's a big gray on the wall.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that maybe I shouldn't be disclosing this because I guess my landlord could just watch this podcast.
They're not,
but they won't. And if they do,
oh well.
Oh well. We fixed it. We put it on the same damn shit that they did. Oh, and our fucking oven exploded, so that was cool too.
Okay.
Not the whole thing, but like all of us were just like we were on Discord. We were playing Lethal Company, which gotta talk about that later. Great game, wonderful. I have so many good things to say. We were all playing Lethal Company, and then Sam just goes, "Do you guys just hear that sound? It sounded like glass breaking." And then we all just walked into the kitchen, and our entire like front door of the oven is just like shattered.
It shattered, yeah.
It's like on its own. We were like, "Oh, cool. Glass on the ground. Love glass. Just want to pick it all up and eat it like a snack."
Did someone leave the oven on? How did that happen?
No idea.
Okay.
So now I've come to the conclusion that our house is haunted by a ghost. From the hole in the wall that nobody knows how it got there, and then the glass breaking.
I think I know how that got there.
I think someone punched it, but no one is admitting to the fact that they did it, and no one said that they saw it, which I feel like is crazy because it's like the place where it got punched in the wall is in like direct line of vision from like 6 different places in our house.
Yeah, I was gonna
ask,
really
hard
like, is it
to
in
miss.
like the kitchen?
Nope, it's right next to the front door.
Yeah, that's a tough one to say you didn't.
It's a tough one to not
it.
see.
Yeah.
That's why all of us were like, what?
But that's also funny that Sam heard the oven because his bedroom is right. It's like on the opposite wall.
Yeah, but his is pretty clear. He was like, did anyone just hear like someone dump an entire bag of rice onto the ground in the kitchen?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
and I was like, no, why? He was like, I'm going to go look. And then he comes back and he was like, guys.
Guy, yeah.
Like, guys.
He does the.
He just like, no.
Yeah.
Well, guys.
I mean, so that's a good Christmas present. From
Yeah, so it was
from beyond.
From beyond, and then also our lights flicker relatively often.
That's
in the
everyone's
kitchen.
lights flicker, I think.
Nope, we have a ghost.
Okay.
Yep.
What you need are night lights.
Like so I can sleep soundly without the terrors of the night coming towards me?
Sure. If you want.
Cool. Swag.
I have night lights in my apartment. And you're not going to believe what they do.
Oh my god. Please do tell.
They light up the night.
Wow.
It's really good. Yeah.
That was excellent.
You've been playing Lethal Company?
Dude, it's so fucking fun.
Tell me about it now.
Do you have it?
No.
I'll buy it for you.
You don't need to buy it for me.
Okay, well, you can buy it for you. Zach was like, dude, we got it. I feel like you would love this game so much. Because much like me, every once in a while, you just like to be a little bit of like a funny little trickster guy.
A little goblin
man
with a bag
who
of
plays
trinkets.
Trinkets and treats. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yep.
And you may place those various trinkets and treats in different places for others to find. Lethal Company is kind of like Pikmin. You land on an alien planet.
Okay, hold on.
Just wait. It's a transition.
I've seen all but of 10 seconds of gameplay probably, and I can verifiably say that it is nothing like Pikmin.
It's not nothing like Pikmin.
I don't think it is.
Donkey made a video of Lethal Company at like 5 minutes in, after they've like been, like seeing all these monsters and like landing on these planets and whatever. It just cuts and he goes, this is kind of like Pikmin.
Okay.
It's not like Pikmin at all.
Tell me, okay, so I actually have not seen. Normally, I'm a chronic online loser, and I know everything about every game that exists.
Me too.
In its entirety. I know all about, Star Scourge Radon from Elden Ring. Okay, I haven't even played the fucking game. But in this instance, I don't know anything about the company that is Lethal.
I kind of don't really want to tell you that much then.
Okay.
Because I went into the game like not knowing what it was about, and it was awesome. Like
Yeah.
it's so much fun.
I mean, just give me like the movie poster tagline.
I'll give you like the movie poster. You're working for Amazon. Your
Okay.
job, you land on various moons of planets, and they all have fun little names like Experimentation and Titan.
Right.
Fun little names. I don't know how many different ones there are because I'm never in charge. Zach usually starts the world. But so you travel to these various moons, and then you explore them for treasure, and then you collect the treasure, and then you sell it to Amazon on their planet, and you have to bring everything to a counter.
On
and
Amazonian.
on Amazonian, and then you have to ring the bell like a bunch. You have to hit it like a ton of times.
Ring the
and
bell.
Then, like,
okay.
this thing will like pick up all of
Write
your
that
loot,
down.
and then it sells it.
Yep.
And then that's how you like get paid. And so you have like it goes in like 3-day segments. So you have like 2 days left to meet your quota, 1 day left, and then 0 days. And then you go and you sell all of your things to this alien who works at Amazon, and you also work at Amazon. And a fun little part of the game is that there are fun little creatures on these planets, and they do not like Amazon very much. And so while you are trying to collect all of your goods and services to give back to Papa Jeff, some of these creatures will maybe not like that much.
The creatures, they don't like GDP expansion.
They do not. Like, for example, excellent clip of this game, which I think sums it up very well. Sam and Pele and Zach and I were playing yesterday. We entered into like the main room of the building that we were exploring.
Yeah.
And so then I took a right, and I was like, okay. I immediately got attacked by a thing on the ceiling, and then I ran back into the room that we all came from, and I stepped on a landmine, and I killed all 4 of us.
No, that's
Zach was
good.
like, Henry, he was like, turn left, turn left, turn left. And then I walked left, and I just... It was awesome.
That's fantastic.
It's so fun. It's
And then
actually
you
like
got,
one of the...
You got fired from your job at Amazon, and you had to work at Warby Parker instead.
No, we didn't make it the quota, actually, so it was chill.
But you died.
Well, yeah, but if you die, you just have to go on to the next day.
Okay.
You get 3 days. If you die all 3 days and you make no money and you don't get quota...
It's 3 strikes, you're out in this baseball.
It is, yeah. It's just like that.
Yeah. Okay, I think I understand.
Yeah, it's super fun. It's just the fact that it's like a good, simple, like, co-op game is the reason that I think it's blowing up. It sold way
like
more
Among
than
Us.
the new... Like Among Us. And it's in space.
And you
Like
get to work
Among
at
Us.
Warby Parker.
Yeah, look. He has like one singular lens
Yeah.
from Warby Parker. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I picked this up at the store because I just think it's cute. Like, I just think it's kind of funny looking.
That's cute is an interesting word to describe the Among Us character.
I don't know. They're just like, they just look so like huggable. You know?
To
And this guy's
me,
got a
they're like
zipper on his head.
they look like the characters from Little Einstein.
Like the main characters from Little Einstein?
Yeah. It feels like they would be in them. Because they're so short and stout.
They are kind of short and stout.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like think they're funny looking. I don't know why. And also, that one video of the guy who like sees the Among Us plushie in like Walmart or Target, whatever, and then he sees like a hole in the ceiling, like ceiling.
Oh, and he
panels,
chucks it through the hole.
and he throws it so hard through the hole.
Well, I mean
I love that video.
That's what you have to do. It's like when people see a basketball or a ball-shaped thing and then a basketball hoop. It's just instinctual. You can't really stop it, is the thing.
Yeah. I mean, if I saw this and I was near a basketball hoop, I think I'd run and I'd fucking...
You dunk that shit. Yeah.
I'd sink that bitch.
No, that's real.
Yeah, but instead he sits on my desk.
I was thinking about Israel. I just don't know why I keep going back to this.
Skip.
You know what? This is something. This is related to what I want to talk about. I want to start. I'm seeking your permission to do this here, okay? Because as a 50% shareholder in the company, I need your express opinion to be able to go forward with big moves like this. I want to start a little bit of drama. Can I start a little bit of drama?
Hell yeah.
Can we start some podcast beef? Okay.
So start some podcast beef.
I have
Who do we have beef with?
I have beef. We now, as a company, we have official legal beef with the Lex Fridman. Do you know who this is?
I don't know that I do. I want to?
He's just a guy with a podcast. That's really all you got to know. He's an AI researcher from MIT.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I do know who Lex Fridman is.
And he has a podcast, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to start beef with him because I don't like him.
Yeah, and I don't mean this like a mean way. I'm looking at him right now. I don't think that I like him either. I don't know anything about him other than what he looks like and that he looks to be a crypto bro. I do not like him.
Yeah, can you tell me what you don't like about him specifically? Maybe something based on his appearance.
Yeah, that was going to be it. I don't know. He just kind of looks like...
Take your time.
He just looks irritating.
Yeah.
He looks like he's going to give me investment advice that'll be wrong in like 5 years. But like right now, everyone's like, oh my God, he's one of the biggest names.
Yeah.
He knows what he's talking about. Like, fucking, what's that one guy? Graham Stefan?
Graham Stefan. The
Stefan,
financial
him.
YouTuber.
The financial guy. He's entertaining.
Yes.
Like, I don't really know if I love him, but he seems like he knows what he's doing.
He has good videos about the top 5 credit cards in 2023.
That he does. Now, see, Lex Fridman, I don't know. He just kind of looks like rip-off Graham Stefan.
I like that you bring up that comparison because they are two... It's kind of like the species branched off, and you got those two people.
Precisely.
So
it's like a Pokemon like diverging evolution.
Yeah. It's like you could either run into Nidoran or Nidorina.
Right, yeah.
And one of them evolves into Nidoking, which is good. And the other evolves into Nidoqueen, which is like, you know, I don't think Nidoqueen can learn strength, so that's tough. Is Pokemon sexist? Anyway, Lex Fridman, I don't like him. Earlier today, he dropped a podcast with our friend of the show, Jeffy B.
You're going to say, yeah.
Jeff Bezos. Lex Fridman, I like to... The best way I can categorize why I don't like him is he suffers from the same issue that Joe Rogan suffers from, in that they just have people on their show and they just let them talk without any pushback of ideas at all. And they don't ask interesting questions. So it's go ahead.
I think that works with Joe Rogan.
Yeah, because Joe Rogan is like some semblance of funny.
Yeah. But like Lex Fridman, he just doesn't look funny.
It doesn't work when you're a researcher at MIT.
Yeah. He kind of looks like he kind of reminds me of like the most recent Batman.
Okay.
But like without any money. Like if he was just dead, bro. Like Robert Pattinson's new Batman. If he just had like no money at all.
Okay.
Like
I vibe with that.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. That makes a lot of sense. But Lex Fridman, he dropped a podcast with Jeffy B, and I reached my breaking point watching it earlier today because I was just like, this just isn't it, man. Because Jeffy B is such a terrible, awful human being in every way. And Lex Fridman just sits on the other side of the table, and he's like, I want to talk to you about physics. And it's like, oh my God, Jeff Bezos knows fucking nothing about physics. Why are we having this conversation? Why are we platforming this? It's 2 hours long. The episode's 2 hours fucking long, and they spend like 90% of it on rocket science. And then
what the fuck does Jeff Bezos know about rocket science?
Lex Fridman, he just sits there. Lex Fridman just throws layups at you if you're on the other side of the damn table. He's just, Jeff Bezos, what do you think about when we went to the moon for the first time? Did you think that was cool? Is that why you do space stuff today? No, he doesn't fucking think that. What kind of bullshit are we doing here? We're just wasting everybody's fucking time now. I swear to God, man. But anyway, Lex Fridman, he's had his... I'll give him this credit. His guest lineup for his show, wild.
Yeah, crazy and wild.
Jeffy B, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg. Okay, he's had Joe Rogan. He's had.
Why are all these people on his podcast? What the fuck are we doing wrong?
Hold on, I haven't gotten to the big guests yet. He's had Mr. Beast. He's had fucking. He had a lot of the big chess YouTubers on a while ago, which I actually liked. But
yeah, that is
because
pretty sick.
That's because I like those guys though. But he's gone into politics, which is one of the things I'm going to critique him on here in a moment. He had Jared Kushner on the show. And I don't know if you're familiar with Jared Kushner necessarily.
No.
So we know of Trump. This is correct.
No, I've never heard of this guy.
Trump has a daughter, Ivanka, and Ivanka I don't know, is in a relationship with Jared Kushner. I think they're in a relationship, but they're not married, I think.
Jared
Kushner. Jamie, look that up for me. But
no, I think they're married.
Okay, well, Ivanka has...
Yeah, he's the son-in-law of former president.
Okay. But Jared Kushner is the son-in-law of Donald Trump. Trump made him senior advisor to the president of the United States, which is crazy to give to a guy who has no resume whatsoever. This guy does fucking nothing. And then Lex Fridman has Jared Kushner on his podcast, and he touts Jared Kushner as an expert on conflict and a broker of peace in the Middle East. And if you look at this guy for 2 seconds, you would be like, that shit is so far from the truth.
I am more of an expert of conflict than fucking Jared Kushner is.
Yes, 100%.
His middle name is fucking Corey. Are you shitting me? That's so cringe.
That's uncalled for, but...
Jared Corey Kushner? What the fuck is that alliteration? It's not even 2 C's.
That is bad.
Oh my God.
They should have named him Jared Faulkner Kushner. Because then his initials are JFK, and I think that's funny.
This is a crazy start to your business career tab on Wikipedia. Following his father's conviction and subsequent incarceration between March 4th, 2005 and August 25th, 2006, Kushner took a much bigger role in the family's real estate business. Imagine getting a job because your dad fucking went to jail.
That's wild, bro.
That's so lame.
If you needed more proof to...
What a handout. Oh my God. He is a fucking... He's an industry
People
baby, just give him things.
Yeah, he's just been given things his whole life. And now he's a broker of peace in the Middle East, supposedly.
I think the more I age, the more I learn that networking is literally the most important thing that you can do in your entire life.
Yeah, because you could just know Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Right, 95% of the people who are in the jobs that they're in, that's actually so not true.
Definitely not
65% of people who, 50% of people who
45,
are in the job, 45% that are in the job that they're in are absolutely not qualified to do it at all. And then just that's the thing though too. I don't think that you need to necessarily be super qualified to be good at a certain job. You could do it and get hired and then figure it out and get good at it, I do not think that Jared Kushner will ever be the symbol of peace of the United States.
No.
He will not be our All Might. It won't happen.
It is not going to happen. But Jared Kushner was on the Lex Fridman podcast. So this is just like it's a loser podcast. That's what that was. It was like 3 hours long, and they're just talking about the history of Israel. And I'm like, how fucking entitled do I have to be to sit here and be like, this is entertainment for me, and I'm learning things now? Like, this is stupid.
You would have to be pretty entitled.
And I just want to throw shade at Lex Fridman because I think he deserves that. And I also think being an AI researcher is lame as hell, and I want to dunk on him for that too.
I mean, yeah, can't the AI just do the research itself, idiot? Isn't that like the whole point?
That is what it's supposed to do, right?
I did see this really funny article that was like, users say that ChatGPT seems to get more sassy as the holidays draw closer, and I was like, what the fuck? Really?
Do you see the shit going on with OpenAI a couple weeks back?
No, what is it now?
I meant to talk about it on the last episode, but I forgot. Where, this was like 3 weeks or a month ago or something like that. But OpenAI, they had like 4 different CEOs in the span of like 24 hours.
Oh.
Because there was a big like company meltdown thing. So it's like the main guy. I forget. Can you pull up his name? Because I forget the main guy's name. The main guy.
You mean like the guy who started it, like Sam Altman, or
Sam Altman? Yeah. He's like the genius child of the whole project, basically.
Yeah.
Like he's the guy that works the most on it. Like out of all of the people on like the board or whatever, he does the most like actual work on the product. And he like
I would say he
does
like a
all
really
the media
smart guy.
Appearances. Yeah, he's a smart guy, I think.
I don't know if he's like a good person. I haven't really figured that out yet, but
I think
he's smart.
For now he's ethically in the gray is where I would put him in my mind, which I think is fair. But Sam Altman, there's like a board of people on fucking OpenAI's team, right? Half of them, one of the guys on the board is like a guy who owns Quora, which is interesting. Like, you know Quora, the fucking the message board. It's like Yahoo Asks or whatever.
Yeah.
Or Yahoo Questions, I mean. The people on the board, for some reason, they were like, we got to vote this Sam Altman guy out of the company, even though he does 99% of the work. So he gets like voted out, and then like other people hear about this, and the people like at the company, like the employees hear about this, and it's like everyone's throwing their hands up and shit. And then like the guy whose idea it was to fire Sam Altman gets fired by the board because they were like, that was stupid. So they get people to replace them. And then for a brief moment in time, for 55 minutes, I'm not even joking about this, for 55 minutes, they hire Emmett Shear as the new CEO of OpenAI. And that name will not mean much to most people. That's the former CEO of Twitch.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Which is funny.
I totally forgot about that, dude.
Because Emmett Shear is known for playing Hearthstone while in meetings. So he's not really the person you would want to be at the helm of the most powerful AI technology in the world currently.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's kind of really funny.
But Emmett Shear had a funny tweet. He was like, CEO, speedrun any percent world record 55 minutes or something like that.
All right.
But then
so that is really fucking funny.
But then he gets fired because he's like, I think this is stupid and I don't want to do this. But they fire him. I forget if he quit or if they fired him. Something happens, but then they just get Sam Altman back, and they like the entire board is like changed. There's completely new people on the board of directors now.
Damn.
But the whole company was it was gonna like implode on itself because of this kind of scuffle that they put on themselves for no reason.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What's the moral of the story? I don't know. Microsoft's stock price went up. I think that matters, probably.
That's cool. I'm glad that I love that we live in a society where others' losses lead to immediate gains for others as well. I think that's pretty cool.
I think that's good. In other news, Santa Claus is coming to town. Have you heard about that?
Yep.
What
It's Christmas season.
What do you like about Christmas?
Straight up, I like that I get to see all of my family. Because I get to see them all for like 1 to 2 days, which is just enough time for me to appreciate that I have them, and not enough time for me to start to
Hate
foster
them.
annoyances.
Yeah. No, I vibe with that.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. You get to go home and be like, if I needed a tire changed and you were around, you would help probably.
Right.
And that's cool.
Like I would. Don't ask me for anything, but
Don't ever ask me for anything though. Do you get like annoyed at like the people putting up early Christmas decorations and things like that? And like
not really.
Christmas stuff being sold in stores the day after Halloween.
That I don't like.
Yeah.
That I think we need to put the kibosh on. Not even because I think Thanksgiving is like the world's most important holiday, but it's just like things feel less special if you just like
If you're stretching Christmas out so
if
much
you stretch
further.
it and you draw it out. Like, don't get me wrong, Christmas spirit and being kind and whatever is a 365-day commitment, but I do not need to see Christmas trees on November 1st.
Dude, that shit is so lame about how like you gotta be fucking nice because it's Christmas or whatever. Go fuck yourself.
No, just be nice all the time.
That's what I'm saying. You don't have to. And well, I think the sentiment has the opposite effect on most people. I think people are like particularly angry around Christmas. And
Well, I think
for a lot of reasons that make sense.
It could be either or. I feel like the holidays for people are either like one of the worst times of the whole year and it's like really rough, or it's like, oh yeah, hooray, joy and unity and whatever.
Yeah.
I love my family.
Sing fucking Dabu Dori with our socks off and shit. It's disgusting.
And chant in Latin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like that.
I don't know. I find it very like annoying.
Yeah.
There's no other way to put it. It's not like I hate it. I'm not gonna say I'm Jim Carrey now or whatever, but
yeah, no, you're not like that passionate about it, but it is just like mildly like.
Yeah.
I have been in my fucking hater era, man, and I know that you're not gonna believe me because you're like, oh, you're too nice.
No, it's true. You have been in your hater era.
But I'm in my hater era right
You've
now.
You've been saying some shit to the people in the Valorant lobbies.
Yeah, because I'm not a. It's not that I'm in my hater era. It's just that I'm not in my pussy bitch era anymore. You know what I'm saying?
I think this would still, if there were weebs for your life, like if your life was an anime and there were people who were obsessed with the anime that is your life, it would still be called the hater arc.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's crazy though, because I feel like my hater arc is just like most people's like normal behavior, if not still nicer than most people's normal behavior.
No, for sure.
It's kind of just like I'm fed up with like people's shit, and I'm not gonna be like a bad person, but like if you say something that's like shitty, I'm just gonna be like, nah, that doesn't really fly with me. Like fucking when we had that party the other week. And maybe this is not something I should talk about on the podcast, but I'm talking shit, so I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah, fuck it.
So I live with, I have 5 roommates.
Yuck.
And
Gross.
one of them is my, yeah, I really like all of them, but,
Shut up.
What? Okay, whatever. But we ran into a little bit of beef.
Beef time.
A little bit
it's
of beef amongst
time.
the roommates the other week. When Zach had his party, because afterwards, my one roommate, Max, who is Nate's brother, was on the phone with one of his, like, stupid virgin fuckhead friends and was like, damn, like, I was the hottest person at that party, and, like, yada yada. And he kept talking about how, like, he was going to hook up with everyone there, and, like, everyone wanted him so bad, and, like, you got to have sex with the ugly women first so that you know how to, like, please the beautiful ones and whatever.
Right. No, this makes sense.
And he was like, and that's why I'm talking to everyone, so I can give all these ugly bitches a chance. And like all of these people at this party are like losers, and they're all like nerds.
Loser
which
activity.
Is like,
that's crazy.
Which is like true, because I am a loser and a nerd, but like I'm chill with it.
And
so
you are also
cool.
friends with losers and nerds.
Yeah, but like I am too. So it's like, I'm just like, we're just chill vibers.
But you can't say that to the chill vibers.
No, you can't.
That's just
chill
fucked
vibers
up.
are the best people. As a chill viber, you can't fucking say that to my other chill vibers.
Yeah.
You
had a bunch of weed smokers in the building and a couple drywall punchers.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
Literally a drywall puncher.
There was a real life
Still don't know who it
drywall
is.
puncher. Maybe it was less of a drywall punch and more of a drywall. Oh, I tripped over someone's shoes and my like elbow went in.
I'm very confident that is what happened, because it was not a fist-shaped hole. It was very large.
Yeah, was it like long? You know,
like this is no, it wasn't really like this is a fist shape. It was probably like this big.
Yeah.
Like they were, unless they like punched and there was like some serious impact there.
And that
anyway,
can't be the case.
So Max was talking to his stupid virgin fuckhead friend about like all that, and he was just like making fun of everyone who was there, and Zach overheard him, and he was like, "Hey, it's just like really shitty, and I don't want to hear you ever talk to my friends like that ever again." And I just thought it was really shitty. And the other night when our oven broke and we were all like I'll say it, like I will never start beef with Max, and I like respect him as a person and whatever, but I don't agree with like 90% of the things that he says.
Yeah.
He like loves Andrew Tate and he watches him, and he's bald, so he has no value as a human being.
It's true. I mean, yeah.
It's not how that works though, because like think about Pitbull. Oh my god, dude. Think of how much he's contributed to society.
I'm not gonna throw the hate that I have for Pitbull into the world right now, because I think
it's okay.
I think there are other things that deserve my attention.
Right. Yeah. But I guess so. Anyway, my hater arc is that Zach was like making a joke the other day, because like when the oven broke, he was like, "Oh, dude, maybe Max like punched the oven by accident." Because he like was taking
you do, you punch the oven by accident.
Max would never do that. Like Max is a good dude. But
well,
I mean, sometimes he says things that I'm like, wow, that's wild. I can't believe you'd say that.
I think it's different. Like I don't know if being a good dude and being ethically and morally not questionable are mutually exclusive.
I don't think.
You know what I'm saying? I think to be a good dude, you don't have to embody 100% moral and ethical correctness.
No,
because you can't be. It's like how athletes are in the zone and they're just playing super well. Like being in the zone is a very difficult thing to continue to do, and I think you can be in like a quote unquote like ethical zone, so to speak. Like there's exactly one way to do things correctly, and there's a million more ways to do them incorrectly.
Right.
Like no one is ever ethically like in the zone, which
like
includes
all the time.
me
like,
ever.
Yeah. Same.
I may have never been in the zone at any point, and
I
would agree with that. But I don't think what I'm saying is I don't think you need to be I think there's a certain percentage of ethically correctness you have to hit for me to consider you a good dude. But that's just my view on the world, I think.
Well, so here's my thing. I think Max is like very charismatic and he's nice, like nice. He appears that way.
Yeah.
And I think that it's mostly genuine. Not all of it. I think a lot of it is just to like try and get people to like him and put on some showbiz and whatever. But he's all right. But what I was gonna say is, so we were all like in the kitchen, and Zach was like, "Oh, well, like maybe Max thought that like the oven was a woman," and Nate was like right there, and so Zach was like, "Sorry, man, sorry," and Nate was like, "That's wild," and I was like, "Not that wild," and he was like, "Haha, you're just joking though, right?" And I was like, "No,
yeah,
it's so fun, dude."
Maybe your hater arc is just normal people shit.
My hater arc is just
now
like
that
calling
I'm
out.
thinking about it.
My hater arc is just calling people out on their shit.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Which is just, you know, that's good. You got to hold people accountable for the things that they do and say. Like, we were talking before the podcast, and I was on Threads earlier, and it's just...
Classic.
I go on Threads once a month, and, like, I just go on there, and I'm not gonna lie, I spread hate. That's what I do on there, basically.
You gotta.
But I just see... I see fucking threads that are just, like, the dumbest shit I've ever seen, and I respond in a bratty way, but I attempt to respond in, you know, the universe of discourse that is the marketplace of ideas. Like, I want to have a conversation with, like, I genuinely, I can't fathom how people think the things they do, and I want them to respond to that, and I feel like you should do that. Like, there was one thread earlier specifically that said, and I hate to get back into politics, but this is just the example that came to my mind, where there was a person who I guess is like they're like a televangelist kind of, I think, from briefly looking at their Threads profile. Like Joel Osteen, but like not that popular. Like they're very clearly just like a person who has a real job, and this is the way that they get off in their free time. And they said something about how atheists have no moral framework because they can't have a moral framework because they have no God. And I went to respond because I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And I go to respond, and they limit who can reply to them. Go fuck yourself if you do that. Okay?
Yeah.
It's one thing if you're like a high schooler and you want to have a private account. It's another thing if you're a public figure who pays fucking $20 a month to get verified on fucking Instagram. You pussy piece of shit. It's ridiculous, man. Everyone who pays for Instagram verification should go to hell, and I will stand by that. And the same with you x.com fucks.
It's the same shit.
Pieces
I
of
don't know.
garbage,
I mean,
man.
it's like, that's what I mean. I will never hate anyone outwardly, like, for their beliefs, because we're all just, like, people trying to fucking figure it out. If your way of figuring it out is different than mine, like, I'm not gonna, as long as you're not, like, actively hurting people, like, I don't care if you like things that I don't like, as long as you're not, like, outwardly just, like, being a prick to, like, other people. Like, you can like Andrew Tate and be like, yeah, he works hard and, like, he boxes and, like, I think that's cool. And, like, and
you can believe that, and it's not true.
I don't like that, but, like, whatever. If that's what works for you, then I can totally respect that.
Sure.
But if you're, like, religious and you're like, yeah, well, this way that you think is wrong, and I said so because I said so and I'm right, and it's like, can you give me, like, some reasoning, or like
I just want to have a conversation with people, man. And
I
realize saying that is like this is what Lex Fridman says, but, like, you know what I mean.
Yeah, but you would ask, like, an actual question. You'd be like, why do you think that people can't be morally good without a God?
Yeah,
like,
would ask.
What are you, 5? Like, do you just need your parents to tell you what's right and what's wrong for your entire life? Like, fucking figure it out. It's not that hard.
I think if I were to frame it in real life to a real person, my actual way of saying it would be like, is God the only thing stopping you from, like, burning a Walmart?
Killing someone.
Yeah. Which is, it's crazy if that's the way you think about the world, and I just want to understand that. But,
like, that's
Lex
what I mean,
Fridman would be like, do you ever think about death?
And I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah. I do that for sure.
I do.
Thanks, Lex Fridman. You're really on the forefront of investigative journalism.
I mean, to be fair, though, that's not really, like, his thing. From what I briefly read about him, he's, like, an AI researcher. I don't know why. Everyone and their mom has to have a podcast. You and I have a podcast because we're fucking funny.
Yeah.
We don't do research at MIT. I'm a social guy. I like to talk it up. I like to converse. I like to conversate.
I remember, like, I think it's on his Wikipedia page, but Lex, he did a study in, like, 2019 or something like that. He did a study on, well, I don't think you'll say that after the information that I give you.
Yeah, no?
He did a study on how people hold their like attention while driving, while like in a Tesla, while it's on self like autopilot. And the whole study was like, is people attentions, like, do they fade off into the background and do they not think about driving when it's on autopilot, or are they more attentive when it's on autopilot? And his study found that people were more attentive when the car was on autopilot, which is counter to every other study that's been done like that. And also the study was removed from MIT's website, which shows you how good it is.
I feel like the only reason that could potentially make sense is that I would be so nervous that someone else that I didn't know, or someone else, was driving my car.
Yeah.
And I'm like sitting in the front seat and just like could die. And that's why I might be more attentive. But also, I don't really value my life like that much, so I feel like I wouldn't be more attentive.
But it was specifically for like drivers of the car.
That's crazy.
It was like the whole point was like, is autopilot in cars like a risk to people as a result of like how the car like makes you think about driving, you know?
So he was trying to say that it's like it keeps you more attentive. And
he was trying to say that being on autopilot makes you like not necessarily a more attentive driver, but that people do not like shut their brains off and just let the car go, which is not true.
I feel like a lot of people would like go into autopilot and just like not pay attention. And
then there's like a subsect
they found like the small subsect of people who just have like horrible anxiety. So they're like, yeah, I don't want my car to crash. Yeah. Both opinions are valid.
I think it is probably a little bit of both, I think. But then his like colleagues, like, they did not like that study.
They were like,
that's all I'll say. You can go look at it later, but
that's so funny.
Anyway, I don't like him.
Hey, so maybe I lied then.
I'm just trying to start beef with every other podcast, I think.
I think that people need to like chill out, and we need to think, like, we need to bring back like specializations. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you know, back in the olden days, again. People, dude, if I could go back and do it again, I would go back to school, and I'd be like, I would just be a general contractor so that I could just do the exact same thing that I'm gonna end up doing anyway, except not have to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to school. Or I'd be like an electrician.
I was gonna say, I think I would make a sick electrician.
You'd be such a
that shit seems so easy.
I don't know about so easy, but I think it's really cool.
No, I think it's easy because it's just like it's if statements, right? Like it's if this, then this.
If red wire touches blue wire, house fire.
It's and it's true because it rhymes. But it's just like circuits, and it's like if the battery is on, then it's on. You know what I mean? Like it's not that.
It's like a little bit more complicated than that.
I did. Okay, look, I feel like it's not that hard. And do I know anything about it? Yes. Do I know enough about it to have my opinion be authoritative on the subject?
Yeah.
No. But, you know, I think I know enough to say that I think if I tried, it wouldn't be that hard.
I do think it would be that hard.
Yeah.
I'll say it.
Do you think if I asked you the question of if do you think it would be easier to have one dog or 9 dogs?
I think I could answer that one.
Yeah.
Is this rhetorical, or should I actually answer?
You should answer it.
I would say it would be easier to have one dog.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty fucking confident.
This is a slime bit. He thinks that it's easier to take care of 9 dogs because they would play with each other.
See, but also then you have to buy food for 9 dogs, and then you have to like train 9 dogs, and then you have to come up with names for 9 dogs.
The names are like the last part that I'm thinking about.
Names are the hardest part. What do you can come with 9 different names? Name 9 different names right now. That are good. Right. You can't.
Matthew, Mark, Luke, John.
What happened to
Other
you
books
being an
of the
atheist?
Bible.
Let's just name all. Let's get 9 dogs and we'll name all of them Sam Altman.
What? Why would we do that?
Because it's connected.
Why would we
It's a
name
throwback.
all of the dogs Sam Altman?
Because it'd be like a little funny.
I don't think it would be
Only
funny.
a little bit.
Could you imagine? It's like you go on a Tinder date and you go to the girl's
Can't
house or
imagine
whatever, and she opens the door and there's 9 dogs, and you go, "Oh, what are their names?"
And then you just say Sam Altman.
And she goes,
Once.
"So this one's Sam Altman. The big one is Sam Altman.
I'm
The
gonna be
small
honest,
little guy over here, Sam Altman."
I would love that. I would think that's so fucking funny. And I can't lie about
I don't.
that.
I think that's a red flag for me. Hey, since
I mean,
we're wearing red today,
We're going to talk about red flags.
we're going to talk about red flag in the dating scene today.
Okay.
I saw a study earlier that was like the number one way people in our generation meet other romantic partner is dating app.
Yeah.
No one
what else
is
are you supposed to do?
No one has friend or is neighbor anymore. It's all dating app. It's all so much with the phone, you know?
Are you just going to like turn this into a bit where we go like, oh, those damn phones?
Yes, it's all with the damn phone. But it's true though, it's not a bit.
Hey, no, I mean, I'm with you, but like also I think that like pointing it out just makes it worse. Like, yeah, everyone's on their phone,
I don't
but like
think so.
you're either on it or you're not. Like if you don't want to be on it, then fucking get off your phone. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
It's not, I mean, like, yes, it's a little addictive, but like it's not nicotine. Quit. Use your brain.
I just think it's annoying when I'm hanging out with people and they're always on their damn phone, man.
I do fucking hate when I'm hanging out with all my friends and we're having dinner and that one friend is just like,
And they're scrolling and they're going tsk, 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 and you can hear the quiet taps as they hit the fucking glass screen, dude.
I will say there is one person in my life in particular that does it more than anyone I know, and it drives me fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like they're on their phone all the time.
It's TJ.
It's TJ.
We're
We're at work. He's on his phone.
They're
We're
always
at
on their
Todd.
damn
We went to
phone,
our
bro.
studio professor's house, and he was on his phone. I was like, TJ, this man
like,
invited us to his house
What
to
are you
get
doing
pizza.
on your damn phone anyway?
And
You're
you're on
not
your
doing
phone?
anything important, man.
No.
It's not like they're fucking like. I genuinely don't understand how people are on their phone so much because I go on my phone and I'm like, all right. I scroll through Twitter. I scroll through Instagram. That's all I have. I'm like, all right, I don't know. I guess I'll check my fucking email, and then I do that, which takes 2
Yeah, but
seconds
I
because
just
no
check
one
my
emails
email
me.
on like my computer.
Well, I also do that.
The only thing I do on my phone now is text. It's so wonderful.
Like
It's
after
awesome.
after I'm done scrolling through all the things that can give me a notification on the home screen, it's like what the fuck am I doing? Am I just opening the Five Guys app and thinking about it? Like I don't thinking
You
about
might
a
get
better
some.
world.
Maybe not.
I don't understand what people are fucking like. Even like games, you can't even be on phone games for that long because you just
No, they're like not that good.
you just run out of like attention for it. Like you can
Yeah.
I can do a couple Subway Surfers runs, but at some point I'm just like, damn, why am I even like in real life right now if I'm on Subway Surfer? Do people not fucking think? I genuinely don't get it.
No. I can 100% confirm for you that people do not think.
They're
And
just
I don't
always
even
on their
mean
damn
that.
phone.
I don't even mean that in like a negative, like condescending, like, oh my God, everyone needs to be out in the real world kind of way. But I am like and I totally now like understand what the fuck my parents were talking about like when I was a kid. And they were like, yeah, we just don't want you to like watch TV like all the time.
Yeah.
I feel like TV it's not as bad, but like I feel like people keep talking about like Gen Alpha and like fucking iPad kids and shit.
Yeah.
If I raise an iPad kid, I have failed as a human being.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I want you to hold me to this because I know that we're gonna be friends for our entire lives. If I ever raise a child and they have an iPad before they are like 15,
Yeah.
I want you to hit me over the head with a heavy object.
I will do that.
Thank you. It's like fucking like I get that life is busy, but like be a parent. Or if you don't have time, don't have kids.
Yeah.
Like, if you're just gonna bring a kid into this world and then just like hand them a fucking, here you go.
If you're a dude, not trying when you're a parent is so it's so
It's so
loser
cringe.
activity.
You could have just not had a kid. You could have just worn a condom, or you could have gotten a vasectomy, or
There's so
the other
many
one.
ways to not have a kid.
So many ways
It's
to not have a kid.
crazy.
And if you want to not have a kid and raw dog, fucking get a vasectomy.
There's
or
ways
like,
to do that.
or like cut off your penis or something. Like, and you might be like, oh well, that's
So,
expensive.
I don't know about that.
It's still less expensive than having a kid and then
Yeah.
buying them an iPad.
And then having them go to college because they want to amount to something.
Right. Like, dude, it's the worst.
That shit is lame as hell.
That is another thing that I have. Like, I don't know if I want to be a parent. That's so much pressure. But I feel like I just hold myself to a higher standard than like most people do
Yeah.
for like that type of shit. Like, if you're gonna bring another living being into this world, like you gotta do something about that. Like, you gotta be ready for that shit.
It's true.
It's like a big deal.
To circle back, I was talking about this
Yeah, I'm
last
sorry.
night with some
ranting.
friends. Is an interesting question. Would you rather give up like we were playing like one of those card games that was like learn shit about you or whatever. And the question was like, would you rather give up social media or TV? And that's a dumb question because neither you nor I know what a TV is anymore. Okay, we're past that point in history. So I'd like to rephrase, would you sooner rather give up like streaming or social media?
Social media. It's not even close.
Yeah. I think I'm on for like I would rather give up TV over social media, which I think to some people is going to be a crazy thing to say.
I don't think that that's crazy. I feel like most people would rather have social media. I feel like most normal individuals of our generation would rather give up that.
Yeah.
But I mean, like stream, like I'm gonna say TV, like as in
Cable.
what shows I watch is gonna be TV. So I'm gonna say that that's streaming. I think I would rather give up social media than stream. Actually, I think I would. I promise.
Yeah, because I have a hypothesis that like streaming is almost as bad, or it's like just as bad for you as social media is. I think.
Really?
Dude, I think there's some people on YouTube are crazy. You know what I mean?
Oh, is that streaming?
I think YouTube is streaming.
Okay.
It literally is. You stream videos.
I mean, yes. So I was thinking like
Netflix, Hulu,
for example,
Disney Plus.
Netflix, Hulu, like Disney Plus, Crunchyroll, Peacock, like TV shows that are made by producers and directors like for the purpose of entertainment.
Yeah.
That's streaming.
Yeah.
YouTube is it is content, but like it's also like it's not made by like company. I mean, sometimes it is, but like it's not necessarily. Usually, most people start out as independent creators. They're posting whatever they want to post. I feel like YouTube sort of falls more under the guise of like social media than a streaming service.
I didn't think about this. I think.
So
That's a good point.
Either way, if YouTube counts as social media, I'm still giving up to social media over streaming.
Okay.
Or if YouTube counts as streaming, I'm still picking streaming. Like I would just rather. I would rather watch a show that tells me that I could become the Wizard King than see like 50 million people made out of plastic, making me think that I need to look a certain way that I will never achieve without thousands of dollars and surgeons.
Yeah.
You know?
I think there's still a lot to be gained on social media that you don't get through if we're considering YouTube as a streaming service.
Yeah.
Which I think that's where I would categorize it at. Like it's content, you know what I mean? Like entertainment related content. I don't know. I think
that's just
I think
me,
there's
though,
there's a case for social media for people to just be like fucking normal and just like only follow your friends or whatever.
Oh yeah.
You
But
know
like
what I mean?
I just I
People
don't do that.
do that.
I feel like
Yeah. I also think we are internet losers.
Who you? Oh yeah.
Like if we chose to use social media the way God intended, which is just have a private account and never interact with anyone ever. But I'm also, the other half of my argument is saying that I think streaming is bad because there's just so much shit on there. There's so much slop, and it's just a waste of your damn time.
Yeah, I was just thinking about like when you say TV, I was thinking about like shows, but it's just like you don't really watch shows on TV anymore. You watch them on streaming
I don't
platforms.
really think movies count as streaming. In the sense that like that's like an art. It's like a separate thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Similar to how like music is not. That's like an art.
Yeah.
It is entertainment, but it's also a secret, more sinister third thing.
A third, more sinister thing is going on here.
I guess the way I'm thinking about it is like it's the slop for your brain. It's the difference in slop for your brain. It's either the shit that on your phone or the shit that on your TV.
I feel like the shit that on your TV is generally not as bad for you as the shit on your like. At least, for example, I am very, very, very easily influenced.
Yeah.
By by like
this is funny.
The media that I watch and like the people that I'm around and whatever. So if I have easy access, like I feel like social media is more like, I have easy access to look at like people who are famous on social media are usually like, I don't know, they're either like really good looking or like really talented or some shit like that. And so if I am not looking like that or having those skills, then I'm going to feel bad. But if I'm watching TV, I'm like, oh, well, I know this is fake because like it's for entertainment. I'm not going to compare myself to fucking, I don't know, Ash Ketchum. I know that if I walk outside that there is not going to be a giant electric mouse outside of my house. But I can take away the ideals of never giving up and working towards your goals. And that's kind of cool and fun.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be influenced by that instead.
I guess so. I think I would make the argument that both are in different ways equally as fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's easier for me to believe though that like Pokemon is fake as opposed to like, hey, here's this picture of like one of the Kardashians and they are 100%
lithium.
Totally. I was gonna say polycarbonate, but
yeah. No, but I think this is also still, this is like 2012 early Facebook thinking. You know what I mean? Like I think we've gotten to the point where people expect stuff on social media to be fake.
I guess
like there's
fair.
The whole like bait used to be believable kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now my first premonition is to think that people are posting fake shit because that's what it's become synonymous with. Like when I think about Instagram, if I'm doing like word relation, it's like Instagram and then Kim K, plastic surgery, Photoshop. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
that's just how the thought process goes in my mind.
I guess that's fair. That's pretty reasonable to think, I would say.
But I'm to circle back to when I wanted to say we should circle back. The interesting thing is when you bring a kid into the situation, and it's like, how do you raise a kid?
Raising a kid is hard.
But like specifically in like an entertainment content, social media slop world. Because it's like, McDonald's is bad for you because you can see calorie and all the sugar and all the red 40 that they're putting in there for your enjoyment, right?
Yeah.
But you don't have a nutrition label with the people you follow on Snapchat.
No, you don't. And that's real.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying it's like more. I think it's more dangerous because you don't know. Like you can measure how much sugar you need every day, but you can't necessarily measure like, or at least as easily with your eyes and your intuition, like how much of digital media is good for a human brain that is 2 years old.
Especially because I feel like it differs from like person to person too as you age.
Yeah.
Like I am fucking, I'll glom onto anything, man. I will. I'll do it. It's so easy. But now I know that about myself, so I usually try and refrain from doing that when I know something's like, maybe I shouldn't watch that.
Yeah.
And then I don't. Or like if I watch a movie and I'm like, man, heard this is a really sad movie, I know that I'm going to cry for like an hour or 2 hours after the movie's over. It's just going to happen.
Right.
It's how it is.
But what happened when you have, like, what is, like, an appropriate age for a kid to play Fortnite? Because, like, this is interesting. It's rated T for teen, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say. Fortnite rating.
But also,
13 plus.
Also, you're kind of an asshole if you don't let your kid play Fortnite until 13.
See,
that's
the
wild
thing, though.
to me. You know, like it's
the
before
thing.
13 for sure.
I don't know that it is.
I think it's chill if it's like 11.
Yeah, that's like fine.
Yeah,
I feel like you have to know your kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The issue with that is just that people definitely do not know their kids.
No, like
and I definitely don't know. Like a lot of parents now, they don't know the online landscapes like Fortnite, especially now that Fortnite, dude. We were playing Fortnite the other day, and it's like you go in. I didn't realize. I don't know how many updates ago it was, but Fortnite is like fucking Roblox now, and there's a million different fucking like game servers you can go into. And they started doing the Rocket League thing where they like advertise how many people are in a certain game mode.
Yep.
And I was just doing like the mental math in my mind, and I was like, there's literally millions of people playing right now.
Yeah,
that's wild.
It's not wild.
It's crazy.
It's cool, but it's crazy.
I'm just used to looking at like the Steam charts and being like, oh, there's 10,000 people playing fucking, Stardew Valley right now.
Like, right. Well, it's like, that's what I mean. Like, I totally get, like, but that's what I mean. Like, looking back on it now, I used to fucking hate the fact that, okay, so for context, when I was younger, my mom used to make me like set a timer for how long I was allowed to play video games.
Oh, really?
Like during the day.
That's
and I got
funny.
30 minutes after school. I think that is heinous and stupid.
That's terrible.
And I still believe that to this day. However, I do agree that the concept of trying to get me to do my work and study and then I could play video games after, or like she always made me eat really healthy and I don't know. Like there are so many things that my mom did as a parent that I'm like thankful for now, and I'm like, oh yeah, well duh, like I should do that.
Yeah.
But like I didn't fucking appreciate that shit then. So, like, how am I supposed to get my kid to be like... And part of it also is just, like, it was just not explained to me. Like, I'm just a curious kid. If you, like, told me that video games were, like, bad for me and that I should go outside because I'll, like, die earlier if all I do is sit inside and not move, then, like, I probably would have listened. But it was always, like, because I said so. So I feel like as a parent, you just have to be... Shit. You have to be willing to, like, you're not your kid's friend by any mean, but you're also not, like, this, like, total authority figure who, like, is just, like, in charge and has to know what they're doing at all times.
Yeah. It's a balance.
Like, you gotta be honest with your kid and be like, yeah, I don't want you to play video games because I want you to do well in school, and you should go hang out with your friends, and you should, whatever.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
I think hanging like the idea of like having your kid hang out with their friends is interesting now, especially like just because thinking about Fortnite specifically, it's like that is kind of sometimes how you hang out with friends now.
Yeah, like that's what I mean.
We couldn't do that when we had like DSs. We had to be in the same room to link up to play a game. But
Yeah.
now you don't have to leave your house. Like, do you think kids these days? Jesus Christ, I hate myself right now.
Oh, that's
do you
tough.
think
that's unrecoverable?
I've fallen from grace, truly. Do you think kids these days are like exchanging phone numbers?
No.
Yeah, because I'm just like, bro, just message me in Fortnite. We're both gonna be on. Like, God, you know what I mean?
You mean like that? Maybe. I think, like I was like, dude, the last time someone asked me for my phone number was like fucking forever ago. It's always Snap. Always.
I mean, I hate that. That shit sucks ass.
I also hate that. Fucking text me. I don't use my Snapchat.
Yeah.
I mean, also, I'm not really looking to date anyone right now, so like, I guess if I made a new friend, like, yeah, I'd be like, what the fuck do you mean? Yeah, text me. But like, if I was single and someone was like, yeah, here's my Snap, I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. Like, can I get your number?
Yeah.
It's just so weird. Like, it's still like your name and like pictures of you. How is that less personable than like, or less personal than like your phone number?
Yeah, yeah. I don't
Whatever.
know. It's weird.
I'm just ancient, man.
But I mean, like, all these games have like chat features, and my ass is never using them. But it's in every fucking game, so somebody has to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, maybe I'm just dumb.
The
And
Fortnite
we're
voice
out of
chat is so
touch.
funny. I'm super out of touch.
Yeah.
I'm out of time. But you're out of my head. I'm out of my head when you're not around.
And I think we're out of time for the podcast.
We're out of touch. I'm out of touch.